So what's so much better about the Big Green Egg
than the Traeger?
You can get it up to over 1,000 degrees and basically cremate anything. With the Traeger, I struggled to get it over 400 degrees and sear anything. What's that?
We didn't see Jackson.
Yeah.
Recruiting tool for you that you'll cook for these guys when they show up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a recruiting tool. I mean, I personally like it, but yeah, that's what my Twitter is, UW football and the Big Green Eggs. There you go. I do think guys like to eat, right? I mean, especially the big guys. Luke, you like eating on the food? Yeah. There you go, right there, winner, winner.
Is everything good with Jackson? He was out there today?
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. We're just being careful with him. Yep. Not worried at all.
With Troy getting those kind of reps, how have you seen him growing, and just what has his development been like?
Troy's had a really good spring. He was definitely one of the bright spots with some of those younger guys. And those reps are invaluable. I mean, they're awesome for a guy like that. And I like to, not only going with a different group, but really playing against. Sometimes, we get ones versus ones, and so he's going against a little bit different competition. I mean, the defense does a good job of cycling all their guys through, so our guys play against everybody. But just being out there is just different, and games are different. So I think those are awesome reps for anybody.
What have you seen just from MJ Ale? It seems like he maybe is a little bit trimmer than he was in the spring, but just how have you seen him continuing to develop?
He's in good shape right now. They did he's always actually, for as big as he is and his weight, you'd probably think he's maybe a sloppier body, but that guy's got to be one of the best put together 365-pound guys on planet Earth. I mean, he's pretty rock solid, to be honest with you. But I think he's in good, maybe in better cardio shape. But not that he wasn't in good shape before, last year. But I think he's taking the next step there.
Just with the group, I guess at large, how much of a blessing is it to be able to bring back 5 guys and to have them understand each other, both, with communication, but also sort of with the unspoken stuff when you've played together?
Yeah, you'd be crazy not to think that's a big deal. It's great, and. You guys are working hard. We only played really 4 games last year, and so there were still some things that we're working through, to be quite honest. But yeah, I think anybody would be lying if they said they weren't excited about having 5 guys back, and really the whole group back. I mean, I don't think we didn't lose one guy. I don't think. Right, Luke? You decided to come back, so yeah, we got everybody back. So the whole group plus some Owen Prentice and R.J. Wersch. Yeah, it's awesome. It's almost like Groundhog Day in a way. It's like nothing happened from last season to now.
I know continuity is important on the offensive line, but you're so deep there, and you've got guys who could be starting elsewhere. Is it hard to keep that chemistry and continuity and still rotate guys in?
We have to do it. We have to, because at some point someone can get hurt. Yeah, and you got to be ready to plug somebody in, and so these guys get along really, really well. I would certainly, I feel like they're the tightest group on our team, and they're even tighter than they were last year. And I think the neat thing is that they're more happy for someone else's success than they are for themselves. And so when those opportunities present themselves for a guy like Troy to get some reps today, I mean, I think everybody's just happy and supportive, and. It's all about the 5 guys playing together, not an individual.
Do you have a 6-man off the bench that you can plug in anywhere, or is it depending on position?
It probably depends on position right now. I mean, there's some good options. There is.
With MJ Alle, you have the 5 starters back, and he was like the one guy that somehow didn't get some kind of honorable mention or something like that, and it looked like he got pushed a little bit in spring for his position. And I've seen a video of him absolutely demoralizing, destroying an Oregon State football player. Is that what you want to see out of him, as a real dominant Anthony Munoz type player?
Yeah, I mean, I think we want that for all our guys. I mean, they're big and strong, and we certainly want to be as physical as we possibly can, and absolutely want to dominate the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's the standard. And then you look at a guy like him, and you're like, hey, it makes sense, right? You're 365 pounds, you're strong, and you're athletic for your size, and yeah, that's kind of the standard there that we want.
push to be great, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. We're pushing all the guys. I mean, every single one of those guys. If we rest on what we did last year, I think all of those guys, if you interviewed every one of them, they'd say we weren't good enough last year. And that's just got to be the mindset. You're always trying to improve. As soon as you start feeling comfortable, someone's going to take your job. You're going to get hurt, and we're going to keep pushing every one of them.
Are things easier now with second year down in the system? Second year with the quarterback, I mean, last year you had the new offense, you had a new quarterback, and blah, blah, blah. How much are things smoother now than they were maybe a year ago at this time?
Night and day difference. I mean, we got so much more in right now in practice 4 than we did last year at practice 4. And we did have, if I remember, we even had a spring ball and some like OTA type things. And I mean, it's not even close. I mean, how fast we've been able to.
How much of the playbook would you say you had access to a year ago versus what you can do now?
Yeah, I think it's definitely grown. Just tweaks, it's not going to look, I don't think anything's going to be night and day different, but there's definitely more to it, stuff that builds off of. And again, we only had four games to show what we had, right? I mean, so now we got another year in the system. Yeah, there's definitely more there. There's definitely more there, and the guys are more comfortable and they can get to it quicker. And yeah, it's a huge advantage, right? No different than having 5 guys back. It's a huge advantage being able to have another year in the system.
Vic Kern missed, a lot of the spring, but obviously he's back out there. And just how has he come back, and what's kind of the next step in his evolution?
Yeah, he's back healthy. It was a bummer that he's still a young guy. I think he'd only had 1 spring ball up to that point. And so to missing a decent amount of the spring last year with that ankle sprain, for Vic, so he's back healthy, and it's consistency, and it's in just overall improvement, right? Figuring things out and doing it consistently, and playing more physical, using his hands better in pass protection, and kind of just a little bit of everything. But overall, I'd say consistency is the biggest thing we're looking for, really, for all the guys.
What's the leadership like in that group? Any one person come out? But I'm sure if you have 5 guys come back, they're all leaders and helping each other. But anybody kind of?
Yeah, we have 2 guys: Jackson Kirkland and Luke Wattenberg. Not even close. Yeah, those guys have taken the reins there. They've done it all. All summer long. These guys, I go and I get to go on vacation with my family, and I check in with those guys, and it's all good. It's all good. So we're very lucky with those 2 guys to have Luke and to have Jackson that really are the leaders of our group and our team, for that matter.
How do they differ? Sorry, how do they differ in their leadership?
I'd say Jackson. You guys are going to talk to Luke here in a second. Jackson's more vocal. Luke's more, maybe a little bit more behind closed doors, maybe more one-on-one things. They play really well together. They play off each other really well, and we're really lucky to have both those guys.
What does it mean to be a leader? I mean, what does that look like?
I think the biggest thing is accountability, right? Holding the guys accountable in the off season, with whether it's the training, whether it's the eating, whether it's making the right decisions off the field, holding the standard, leading by example. If I was a young guy here, it's not even close. I'd be latched on. I'd be in Luke Wattenberg or Jackson Kirkland's hip pocket right now every step of the way, because I want to learn from those guys, because they just do everything right from the morning, the second they get up in the morning till they go to bed at night. They are on it. They're really good.
Spring ball, and just taking a look at the first 2 practices, the first week, who are some of the younger guys that have really, caught on and really made big strides?
Yeah, I thought Mateo had a really good spring, and Troy. I think all of them had a good spring. Nate Kalepo's been really coming along, been really consistent. Troy. Honestly, they've all done a really good job. Roger certainly, he learns every day, and you can see he's wired right in the head. He plays the game the right way. Really, I really felt like all of them took the next step in the spring and have continued to, and we've picked up where we left off, and now we're moving even farther in our journey.
Scott, from your perspective as the offensive line coach, what are you seeing on the opposite side of the ball from the defensive line?
Yeah. So the D lines, I really felt like they had a really good spring, especially the interior guys. I really felt like those guys started to come on. Jacob Bandez, Fatui, Thule, Taki, those guys have been staples in there for a while. But we see a lot from them. We see multiple fronts. We see multiple blitzes. multiple, just really, it's just a multiple defense. And, probably like most places, we say iron sharpens iron. And so we want to be the best, they want to be the best. And then we butt heads in practice, and then we get to go out on Saturdays and we feel like, hey, we're ready because we've been battling against each other all week and all camp.
One player that's consistently been a problem for your offensive line?
One player. Sheesh. Eddie's sneaky, man. He's a linebacker, but he's crafty dude. But the front seven, I'd say it's just been consistently across the board is kind of what you want, right? Not one side dominating the other. I think Thule, when he decides that he really wants to bull rush, he's pretty hard to stop. He's like he's like a bull back there. But no, those guys have all done a good job. I'm fired up for our D-line. I think they took the next step in the spring, and I'm so far this fall camp. We've been having some good battles.
Scott, I think a lot of the publications have your unit ranked as one of the top in the country. I know that doesn't win you any games or anything, but I wonder, what do you think that everybody sees in your unit that has people placing you?
I would guess it's probably just on the surface. It's just the fact that you got 5 guys coming back, and you have a guy like Luke Wattenberg coming back, Jackson Kirkland coming back. Luke's going to be a 5th-year starter now with COVID. If you count last year, and then Jackson, he's kind of the I guess you read stuff. He's projected as a pretty high draft pick. But I think if you ask those guys, they know that it's not going to win you any games, and the bullseye is even bigger on you. And so you got to work that much harder, to uphold this standard. But I think to answer your question, I'm gonna guess that it's probably pretty good. There's some statistics that are probably pretty good, and that you got 5 guys coming back.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Luke, how does it feel different in your 6th fall camp as opposed to the first couple in terms of swimming and just the mental aspect and how you approach it, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to come in knowing the offense so well. It just makes it that much easier, and it's way more fun the more times you do it, I'd say. The first one's always the worst, but I'm having a lot of fun for sure.
What's the level of comfort, I guess, like you asked Scott, but when you have 5 guys and you kind of know what their movements are, and you know what they're sort of feeling and thinking when they see things, just what's that like having everybody back?
Yeah, it's we gel so well together, all 5 of us. It's like we move as one, and it just makes it that much easier to play O-line and see the defense, and everybody's talking. It's a really good deal.
We were down at Media Day talking to Jackson Kirkland, and bright, articulate, respectful, polite. And Trent McDuffie just started laughing and said, "This is not Jackson Kirkland."
Yeah.
He said he's just the meanest, nastiest guy he's ever been around. Can you tell us a mean, nasty story about Jackson Kirkland?
Oh, I mean, you watch his game film and you see him just dominate dudes like left and right. He's one of the nastiest players I've definitely been around. So it's good to have that on our O-line for sure.
Any instances jump out at you?
I mean, I think there's an Arizona clip of us. I think it was inside zone left, and Jackson takes this guy 10 yards down the field and dumps him. And it's just, we've seen that clip. It's on our teach tapes and stuff. We watch it all the time. It's great.
Coach talked about your leadership. When did you kind of embrace that role?
Yeah, I mean, it's not natural for me to be up here talking to you guys. I'm definitely more of a quiet guy, but yeah, Jackson's definitely the more vocal leader on the O-line. And I'm always here for the guys as a resource for the playbook and watch film. I'm always available for the young guys to watch film. I'm down to watch film for hours with all those guys. And I think they've all been coming along really good, and I'm really happy for them.
If I need this, if the players need the sage, they go to you, and if they need the up and up, they go.
Yeah.
Is that the 1-2 combo?
Exactly. Yeah, me and Jax work together pretty well. It's good.
How much food does Coach Huff usually have for you guys?
A lot, way more than all of us can eat. So yeah.
What's that spread like? Give us an example of what the menu would be like.
The last time he had us over, we had tri-tip, mac and cheese, salad, sausages, and then ice cream bars at the end. So, tri-tip for sure.
Who's the biggest leader?
That's tough. Maybe Henry Bonavalo. Yeah.
Are you trying to push Ale a little bit, as he's one of your younger offensive linemen? And like I said, he didn't get notoriety like the rest of you four guys did. And
Yeah.
Are you trying to prop him up, pump him up? I saw him get in the middle of a skirmish today, and I hadn't seen that before.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to, all those young guys I'm trying to bring along, and I've been in MJ's shoes with no preseason accolades or whatever, and it doesn't mean anything. So I'm just trying to get him along the playbook, and I think he's doing a good job.
Anything else for Luke? Kamari, you ready to go? Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Kamari, come on up.
Hey Kamari, what made you want to come back for a 6th year?
I want to win a championship on my own and carry the ship. Because, we're a winning program, but, had players that have been great in front of me. Miles Gaskin, Levon Coleman, Savon Ahmed, Alongside my teammates that are still with me, I feel like we can make a run to win a championship this year.
When you look at the group, having 7 guys deep right now, how would you kind of assess the depth in that room as compared to previous years you've been here?
This is the best room I've been in the whole time I've been at Washington. I feel like we're all great players, all have a lot of skill sets, and could put a lot of pressure on defenses in different areas.
It is kind of an unusual thing with this COVID extended eligibility. You would typically be graduated, and while they want to respect you and make give you another reward for coming back, they still want to get the younger guys up the ladder. How weird is it trying to make everybody happy? I guess the vets and then the young guys.
Well, we all support each other. We're a really close group, all the running backs, and every single day when we're out there on the practice field, we treat it as a lab just to make each other better and improve in every single area that we possibly can.
How hard is it to go through camp and not really be able to have physical contact and pads on yet? I mean, do you just want to get going on that?
I'm ready for the season and physical contact, but in terms of practicing without contact, I feel like it's really important because we don't create contact with ourselves, and it allows us to visualize the game. And when you get down the mental aspect and actually taking the time to do the correct footworks, and it translates to the field on Saturdays.
That you figured out as you practiced longer and played longer, how important the mental aspect? Is that something that you've now look at and realize that's really important to get to the physical on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely. The mental aspect of the game is something that we lab every day on the field, and I feel like that's why we're one of the smartest teams in the Pac-12.
When it comes to that aspect, not always going 100 miles an hour in practice and all that, I mean, do you guys have to reel in Javion a little bit? It seems like if anyone's seeking contact, it's probably him.
I mean, yeah, Javion, he's high energy, and, he's really explosive. He's a fast player, strong player. And, yeah, it takes time to find your body within the game, and it comes with patience and maturity. He's getting better every single day, though. He's already made the change.
I always look to see what he's going to do every day because it's always something. And today's in the middle of something on the sideline. He's got Ale coming over to be his big protector. Were you surprised? Were you humored? What did you think when you saw that, him in the middle of it?
Loyalty, immediately, is my first thought. I was like, they got your back, bro. Just keep playing hard, do your thing.
If you compare where you're at right now to 4 weeks before last year's opening game, like what differences do you see in a team that's just a year more mature now? Dylan, Coach Donovan, camaraderie. Can you compare and contrast?
This year to last year, I feel like most of the team has already got the install from last year. Last year, we had just got introduced to JD as our coordinator, but we've already went through a slight season with him, and we very detailed every single day throughout the off season with our playbook and our own practices that we run. And I feel like we're way further than we were last year, 4 weeks heading into the season.
You finished up school yet?
Yes.
Yes. So you got a couple of classes for this. What are you taking this upcoming quarter?
So I heard it's a new NIL class. They just told us about it the other day in a meeting, so I'm gonna ask about that this upcoming fall. But previous class, I've been doing like mentoring, like to younger students at like middle schools and stuff. Just giving back, talking to them, giving them advice. I'm thinking about taking a real estate class, so I get into that field. I've already been studying it on my own, so adding that into my bag.
You became a starter last year, pretty much for the first time, and got more carries than before. What is the next step for you?
Every single day, I'm just looking for some type of way to get better. Whether I'm noticing coverages faster, just critiquing myself in the harshest ways, like just playing low, keeping the ball high and tight, reading my keys in the backfield when I get the ball, and, just executing every single play so I can make a big play.
Are you just to clarify? You said you wanted to win the championship. Yeah. Was that talking about conference? Or you talking about something bigger?
We want to win a championship and then win a bowl game.
The middle schoolers is that around here, and what does that do for you when you're helping out?
We were working with middle schoolers at Meany and Denny.
All right, good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So how y'all doing?
Does this feel like an extra year to you, or does it just feel like another fall camp? That this is normal. This is what you do.
Honestly, college in general has just gone by super fast. So this just feels like another fall camp, and just getting ready for a great season and excited about it. But definitely going by a little bit faster.
Sean, I asked Kamari the same thing, but I mean, you guys have 7 guys in that room, and it seems like all of them have shown something in these first 4 days. How would you compare just the talent and the depth in that room to previous years you've been here?
Yeah, I mean, just like KP said, it's the most stacked room we've had, most talented room, and it's just awesome to be a part of. And we come in and compete every day. We want to be the strongest group on the team and just uplift the team, and that's our goal and that's our job. And it's just awesome to be a part of it.
He was just asked this too, but your situation being a 6-year guy, are you still taking a lot of classes, or what's your situation like in terms of time management and everything going forward?
I still got to take some classes, but it's definitely like a little lighter load. I think I only have to do 2 classes instead of 3. So, and I think we have to go back to class like on campus this season. So that'll be interesting, and that'll be kind of cool because I graduated online on Zoom, and it was definitely different. So it'd be cool to just be back on campus and just being a regular student one last time for another 2 months or whatever it is.
Bob Gregory yesterday made a wise crap about Bowman, that he's back for his 17th year.
Yeah.
Or you feel that way too?
At times, yes, because some of the new guys and freshmen that come in, it's like, wow, those guys are like just really young. Like they still look like kids, and it's like feels like just yesterday that I was one of those guys. And I mean, I honestly probably still look like a kid with being the shortest guy on the team, but it's just interesting to be the old head and have kids look up to me and come to me with their problems, and it's definitely a transition, and I love it, and I love this team.
They don't call you OG.
They call me OG.
They do?
Yeah.
A couple of guys have said camp gets more fun each year. Do you kind of feel the same way, or how's this one differ from the previous camps?
I would say that's true. It gets more and more fun each year because you know what to expect, you know what's coming, you know how your days are gonna go, so you can plan and figure out things and do some like fun stuff in your free time or whatever it is. But I know my first couple seasons, fall camp was something that I wasn't ready for, and it was a lot on the body, a lot on the mind, and just being like a young kid getting thrown into a college atmosphere and just every day going at it. it's definitely something new. But as time goes on, we all grow and we all just keep getting better, and time goes by faster, and it's just day by day, you just got to enjoy it. So I think that's what makes it better and better every time, is knowing that just it's one less fall camp, and now this is my last one, so I got to make the most of it and just have as much fun as possible, bring as much energy to the team, and just make it fun.
When you came out today with the offense, Dunze was wearing, looks like a mosquito net or something. Do you know what that was?
I honestly didn't see what it was.
Laundry bag.
What's that?
Laundry bag.
Oh, he was wearing a yellow laundry bag? I think so. There's like little holes to like maybe make it harder to catch or something like that.
We've seen more from Sam Adams in the last couple of days, and probably the previous year that he's been here. Just how have you seen him kind of grow and continue to adapt and become more comfortable, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, when you first get here, it's pretty tough learning a new offense. It's a lot, and it takes. It took me a year to really get the offense down and really go out there and just play without thinking. And I think that's what's happening with Sam right now. He knows the offense, and he's comfortable out there, and he's just playing, and he's just having fun. And when you don't have to think about things, it just makes things a lot easier. So it's awesome to see him progress his game and just get better every day.
You were one of the guys that went up to Sunday after the little skirmish on the sidelines. I know you're a big fan of his from spring. And you like shook his hand. Was that just for him, like sticking up for himself? Is that kind of the message?
Like, could you ask that again? Sorry.
Sorry?
Could you ask that question again?
Oh, yeah.
You mean like sticking up?
He was running on the sidelines, and the DB hit him late or something, and some linemen got in and they protected him, but about three of you guys, running backs, went up and congratulated him, shook his hand or whatever. I think it was almost for being courageous or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, every time we get the ball in our hands as a running back, like, you want to be physical, you want to make the defense feel you on every play, and it was cool to see Javion and Jacoby Covington go at it on the sideline. They both went heads up, and obviously it was like a full speed play and a big contact, and it's just, honestly, that's something like we live for as like football players, is just mano a mano, going at it, competing, and it's just a lot of energy, and we all get hyped when stuff like that happens, so we're just all hyped for each other, and I think that's what it was. We were just hyped for Javion that he made a good play, and he ended it with some physicality.
Sean, what are your expectations for your final year?
My expectations, obviously I want to have a great season, my best season yet, but I just want to be my best self to help this team be the best team that they can be, regardless of what I got to do. I just want to win a championship, and whatever it takes is whatever it takes, and the expectations is to win a championship, so I think we're on a path to do that, and hopefully, and not hopefully, but we will end the season with some roses in our mouth.
Miles was here. He was really good at hiding behind Trey Adams and some of the bigger guys on the left side. You know, with your left side with Jackson and MJ. Is it easier to hide behind them, or is a guy like AJ a little bit more difficult to get around?
Nah, it's definitely easy to hide behind those guys. I feel like that's one of my advantages of just being short, is I get the ball and the defense can't see me, because every guy on the line is at least like 6'5", and it makes my job easier. It makes it easier to, once I find the hole, I know the defense hasn't seen me yet because I'm still hiding behind them. And actually yesterday it was funny that you say that, because me and Eddie had a play where we were kind of playing like hide and seek with each other, and I like jumped to the outside behind Henry Biney. And I saw Eddie, and I was like, all right, I got to go back this way. And then I went back this way, and Eddie was right there meeting me in the hole. So it was just a good play overall, and it was just fun.
You mentioned wanting to end the season with roses in your mouth. Do you guys talk about the Rose Bowl specifically as a goal, or is it more just generally about winning a conference championship?
Our goal is to win the Pac-12 championship and the bowl game, but we know that the college football playoff isn't something that we are in control of. It's like a committee of people that get to decide whether or not we go to the playoffs or not. And so the goal is to win the bowl game, but we know if we win the Pac-12 championship, that it's like an automatic bid for the Rose Bowl. So for me, like that's just like the goal for all of us, I guess, is just to win a championship in the bowl game. But obviously, the Rose Bowl would be one great one.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, guys.